Welcome to another episode of KTM Summer Grill. My name is Simon Chapman, supercars reporter for speedcafe.com. And it's Christmas. And for one man, Christmas came a little bit earlier this year with Remy Gardner winning the Moto2 World Championship and making the step up to MotoGP in 2022. Remy, thanks for jumping on board.
Yeah, no worries. Good to be here. And it's been a great year, so should be a good Christmas as well.
Yeah, for sure, mate. Hey, tell us about 2021, mate. It was obviously a fantastic year for you, finally winning the Moto2 Championship after several years of trying. It all felt like this year just really came together for you. How satisfying was it for you in the end to, I guess, get to the season finale and finally clinch that title?
Yeah, for sure. We've been a few years at it and had some bad luck in the past. And yeah, finally everything was starting to come together and had the team behind me. And, it was a new experience for me as well, fighting for the championship. I think, the team helped me through that. I learned a lot and we kept our cool. And yeah, like you said, we brought home the championship. But yeah, a lot of experience, a lot of good things. And, I really can't complain about anything this year, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. The season was pretty topsy-turvy, I guess. You got off to a rip-roaring start. I think, in the first 9 races, you were a podium finish, obviously, including 3 wins in that. And then, I guess, towards sort of the back end, things got a little bit sort of harder. Obviously, your teammate, Ralph Fernandez, had a really good sort of close to the season. Was it a bit of a nerve-wracking sort of close in those last few events?
Yeah, I mean, first half of the season was incredible, I think we only finished outside the podium once, maybe. And I think we had a dud tire. That was the main cause. So it was incredible. Yeah, the second half of the season, had a bit more bad luck. A few things happened in some races, that wasn't in my control. Raul was fast as well. But, we still put up a really good fight in the second half. We had, I think, 4 or 5 podiums, another win. And, in the end, it was about just finishing races that, if we couldn't get a podium that day, just finish the best we could and get this, as most points as possible. So, yeah, definitely Raul put the pressure on and he's a fast rider. And but, yeah, we managed to keep our cool. We got the points. We finished the races when we needed to and we brought home the championship.
For sure. How important was it for you to have such a competitive teammate through the entire run to the championship?
For sure, it's good and bad, For me, it was quite good in the sense I could learn a lot from him. The other thing is you have your rival in your box right next to you, so you can study him a bit better. What's going on. You can see his data, he's fast or he's slow. And you can see if he's struggling a little bit with the tire choice or, and that's a positive, The negative is, you got your rival right next to you in your box and he can do the exact same thing with me. So that's, that's probably the negative. But, we had a good relationship all year and, we kept it clean and fought it out on track. So that was quite nice.
For sure. Tell us a little bit about that incident that you had with Marcus Ramirez and, obviously ending up with some broken ribs and how's sort of your recovery going?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't really expecting that, to be honest. And, I was just coming around on the last lap of FP2 and, I think, I was probably extremely fast in that last corner in Portugal. And, I probably had, probably a good 15, 20 bike lengths behind going into the corner and I just went in there like a normal corner and all of a sudden there he is stopped in the middle of the corner basically and I had nowhere to go and also as you come over the hill it's a bit blind and you can't see too much, so by the time I got over the hill I was carrying a lot more speed than the guy. I was already on the gas. I guess he was just off the throttle, and yeah, by the time I realized, okay, shit, we're going, maybe touch him. I had no space and clipped the back of his wheel and flew down the hill. And thought it was okay for the first few seconds. I was just more pissed off. I was like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Why are you going so slow? And yeah, and then when I got back to the box, it's like, oof, something's hurting here. And yeah, I knew I had probably broken ribs, but I didn't want to get any x-rays or see the doctors or anything. I just wanted to keep it quiet and get on with the job. And but yeah, definitely painful. And in the end, after the GP test, I actually went and did a CAT scan, and I had 10 and 11, two ribs, broken ribs. So not displaced, but they were snapped off. They were floating around in there, so it was sore, but we held on.
For sure. Yeah, we actually spoke to Shane Van Gisbergen in one of the episodes, and he spoke about how he broke his collarbone in an off-roading accident, and that was interesting. I suppose he sort of spoke about how at Sandown that injury sort of made him sort of rise to the occasion, because he sort of talks about like having to have a really strong mind when it comes to things like that to really overcome sort of that pain. Did you find sort of a similar thing where you really had to sort of mentally sort of power through?
Yeah, for sure. For sure, Friday I was feeling a little bit shitty, not just about the pain, but I was thought, it's 2 races to go, everything's on the line, and I've just gone out and broken my ribs, everything's just gone to hell, and yeah, for sure, Friday night, my girlfriend helped me through that a lot and kept me positive, and I woke up on Saturday and said, what, let's just give it all we can, and use it as extra motivation, and for sure, yeah, you got to be really mentally strong to do those kind of things, and yeah, I don't know, just managed to just power through it, and for sure in the race it was painful, like really, really painful. After the race, I couldn't even breathe. Like I was trying to get scream with the mechanics and everyone. I couldn't even scream. I couldn't talk. I was just out of breath. I was in so much pain, but it was good. It was really good, and I was not happy that we didn't wrap it up in Portugal. It was like, oh great, now we got to go do it again next week at Valencia, because it was 1 week after. But yeah, it was definitely. I was proud of myself when I won that race, especially with the broken ribs.
Yeah, it must be so satisfying to have tied that championship up after all these years, right? Like you've had a fair few goes at Moto2, and it sort of just felt like, after years of slogging away, that this, really was your year, and obviously just kept it off really nicely.
Yeah, for sure. I've been a few years in Moto2, and yeah, unfortunately, I haven't had the best material all the time in the past, and maybe I got a little bit excited when I did get the best material back in the first year with SAG, and I went through a big learning curve in Moto2, and I think last year we started to get on top of the game. If I had a big crash in Misano halfway through the year last year, broke my hand and my foot. And I think if it wasn't for that crash, we probably, may have been able to at least fight for the championship last year as well. But there's no point talking about that. You live and learn. And like I said, I think I was taking that positivity and that momentum into this year, and finally we made it happen. But yeah, like you said, very, very satisfying. A lot of years fighting, a lot of years trying, and finally made it happen.
Sure. Obviously, 2022 is all about stepping up to the big leagues now, into the Premier Class, MotoGP. You've had a chance to sample the big bikes. How are you finding it?
Yeah, really fun. Amazing, like you said, step up to the big bikes. I guess, every little boy's dream, isn't it, to race MotoGP? So, I can't complain. It's a dream come true. Plus we got the championship, so, I'm on cloud 9 at the moment. So, yeah, it's the bike's pretty gnarly, just trying it with the 2 days in Jerez. It was really good. I was struggling actually quite a lot with ribs on the GP bike, quite a lot. Like it was really, really sore. And actually, I think I'm second or third exit on the first day as I changed direction on the big bike. It's a bit harder to change direction. Something went bah and on my ribs, and something felt like it broke again or cracked again. They were starting to knit back together, and they just went and just broke again. So I lost my breath on the bike. I had to come in the pit box, and I was like, guys, I need a rest. I can't ride this at the moment. And it was really painful. So managed to take some painkillers and get back out in the afternoon. And yeah, second day was also quite sore. So I wasn't in the best physical shape, and for sure I wasn't riding to my best abilities. But even so, I was quite happy with, the bike and the times that we did, and the amount of laps that I could do, even being quite bruised and battered. So honestly, I enjoyed the bike. I think it's quite good. I think it suits my style. So yeah, just need a few more laps, a bit more time to understand. But looking forward to it. It's going to be a good year, interesting year with a lot to learn. There's a steep learning curve for sure.
Yeah, I guess that's something that people don't really sort of talk about much, right? Is that you are probably a bigger rider compared to a lot of guys, right? Like if we put you next to Mark Marquez, you'd probably dwarf the bloke, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm a big boy, and luckily my weight's not going to make so much of a difference with these big bikes, and yeah, sometimes probably even going to help. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to learn though still, how to use electronics and tires, brakes, blah, 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 blah. It's a completely different world. So step by step.
For sure. I guess one thing we sort of touched on it a little bit earlier, but, obviously stepping into MotoGP now, your Moto2 teammate's going to follow you across. What sort of dynamic is that like? You guys fought hell for leather all season now, and now you're going to find yourself as teammates again, in what's going to be both your first year in the Premier class. Do you sort of have to, I guess, maybe become even closer as teammates to sort of try and build yourself as MotoGP riders rather than Moto2 riders?
Yeah, I think I think like what you just said, for me it's quite a positive thing. I'm looking forward to having him in the pit box again. I think this year has been good. We've been pushing each other, and I mean, look at what we did this year. We're absolutely smashed the Moto2 class as a team. I think we won the team's championships with 5 or 6 races to go, which was ridiculous. With 600 600 and something points as a team, which is incredible. And, hopefully we can carry that momentum into next year and push each other on the GP bike and learn from each other. And for me, it really is quite a positive. So, hopefully we could, keep that same momentum as pushing each other and having at least, information and data to move forward and ultimately help this KTM project.
For sure. How connected are you guys to the factory KTM team?
Our contracts with them, so we're KTM riders, and they support all their riders, all the same. So KTM are doing a great job, and they're putting in everything that they can, and they want to win, and I think Ove also has a great team and a great base with a lot of experience from the past as well. So yeah, it's all good combinations. So I can't complain.
What's, I guess, the goal for you in your first season of MotoGP?
The goal is, try to fight for the Rookie of the Year. It's not going to be easy, but when was this easy? So, lot to learn. But yeah, like I said, I'd like to try and fight for the Rookie, but we'll see, step by step.
For sure. One last question from me, mate. Looking at your Moto2 title, obviously it's a very emotional time for you, finally wrapping up that title after so many years. But how good was it to have your dad there? Obviously COVID's been pretty crazy. A lot of people haven't been able to see their families, but, you finally got to share that super special moment with him.
Yeah, it was good. Really amazing day. And, I had all my family there, my girlfriend family as well, and my mates and my dad. And, it was an amazing day. So, it was nice to see Dad at the park, Ferme, and really amazing. So, it's obviously going to be amazing. It's probably the best day of my life, isn't it? So, it was great to have all my mates and just that memory will live with me forever.
Fantastic, mate. Hey, really appreciate your time. Congratulations on winning the Moto2 Championship and best of luck for 2022. I'm sure every Australian motor racing fan will be tuning in to all the action in 2022.
Awesome. Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me.
Cool, so that was your Moto2 champion for 2021, Remy Gardner, getting an early Christmas present. We hope you have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay tuned to speedcafe.com for another episode of KTM Summer Grill tomorrow. As part of this year's KTM Summer Grill, each week KTM is giving away the perfect summer beach pack, which includes an umbrella, cap, gym bag and key holder. To enter the draw, head to speedcafe.com or hit the link in the description below.